Hey guys, welcome. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 yet 4 reasons why it is best to do those hauling missions now in Star Citizen Alpha 4.8.2 and grind those reputations to a higher level before we hit Alpha 4.9. The reason number 4 is that those hauling missions are one of the missions that can earn us a lot of money fast, especially for the higher reputation ones. Currently in game, we have 3 major types of hauling missions. One is offered by Kovalex, and those missions are mostly offered in Stanton. And to do those missions, it requires less travel time, and grind those reputations does take some work. The second type of those missions are the unverified Dead Saints hauling missions, which are between Stanton and Pyro. These missions are the easiest to grind, because all you need to do is just finish one entry-level mission, and then you would have unlocked all the other missions that you can do repeatedly. Now, for both the Kovalex as well as the Dead Saints hauling missions, I have made several videos showing you how to grind the reputation and make AUEC fast. But there is a third type of hauling mission, which is offered by the Redwind Linehaul, which is mostly based in Pyro. These type of missions are the most difficult to grind, takes much longer time. But once you grind to a higher reputation level, it makes the highest amount of money. I have calculated, on average, you can make about 10 million AUEC in 2 hours of work with much less risk, especially for this current 4.8.2 live patch. But once we entered 4.9, as long as they don't nerf the payouts for these missions, as what they did to the refueling missions, we can still make a decent amount of money, but it won't be as easy and as profitable as of right now. Here are the 3 reasons why, as well as some rep grind guide and tips for the Redwind Linehaul. Reason number 1, which is one of the most important reasons, is regarding the quantum fuel change in the coming 4.9, which is going to affect haulers significantly. So this morning I went to the latest Ibakati PTU to verify the number again, especially regarding the new hauling ship, the Gatek Raylan. I can't believe what I saw, because in the current 4.8, the Raylan has a quantum fuel tank of a 5.1 SCU, but in the 4.9, it's only 1.1. It's gonna be a mistake, right? The Raylan is a medium hauler. How come it has a quantum fuel capacity of a light fighter, 1.1 SCU? And of course, all these numbers are not final, especially this number for the Raylan. It has to be changed, right? It can't be just 1.1 SCU. Where can you fly? The next ship I checked is the Miscall B. The quantum fuel capacity has been reduced from 5.7 to 2.8. in the 4.9. Even 2.8 is better than the Raylan of 1.1. Of course, you can always change to a stealth quantum drive, which in my previous videos I analyzed that the stealth quantum drive will give you the best fuel consumption for both size 1 and size 2 in the coming 4.9. However, the speed is going to be less than if you put XL1. So either way, the traveling time is going to be increased, and traveling cost is going to be increased in the 4.9. Now here are the rest of the ships that I have checked. The Ironclad, the quantum fuel capacity reduced from 11 to 5.7 in the 4.9. The Golem OX, quantum fuel capacity reduced from 1.1 SCU to 0.8 SCU. The C2 Hercules, quantum fuel capacity reduced from 6.6 to 5.7 SCU, while 4.7 is still pretty good than the Raylan of 1.1. The Asgard reduced from 2 SCU to 1.85 SCU. That's not too big of a deal. The Starlancer Max reduced from 3.6 to 2 SCU, but the Taurus reduced from 4.1 to 2.8 SCU. So are the Hermes reduced from 4.6 to only 2 SCU. But there are 2 exceptions. One is a Zeus CL. The quantum fuel capacity increased from 1.8 SCU to 4.1 SCU. Second ship is the Argo Raft. The quantum fuel capacity increased from 1.8 SCU to 2.8 SU. So those are the latest quantum fuel capacity change for some of our most commonly used hauling ships. These numbers might change during the 4.9 PTU cycle. However, the direction I don't think is going to change. In the coming 4.9, we will have less quantum fuel capacity for the majority of our ships, and the fuel consumption rate is going to change as well. That's one major reason. If you are going to grind those reputations, grind it now. But how to grind them fast and furiously? Here, I will offer you some tips. And these tips are also based on some of the current hauling mission bugs. But if they do fix those bugs in the coming 4.9, then we will lose this advantage as well. To unlock the redwind hauling missions, all you need to do is to do one mission, which is called redwind seeking new haulers. You can do this mission in Pyro, in any of those major stations. Once you finish this mission, you will have unlocked the redwind Linehaul mission line from not eligible to trainee. Once you are at the trainee, you can find those missions under hauling planetary. So all you have will be these trainee missions. And the reason I say doing this in Ruin Station is a lot of times you will see missions that says collect something from Ruin Station and then deliver to an outpost in Pyro. So in the beginning of your rep grind, from trainee all the way to the end of member, a lot of those missions you have to do is to deliver something to an outpost in Pyro, which will obviously increase the risk of encountering hostile players. But once you pass member, become experienced, especially senior, then you have passed that threshold. You can do those missions with less time, with more money, and much less risk, because the missions you can do are between stations to stations. However, the grind from trainee to experienced is quite painful. That's my experience. But because of one of the current bugs for these missions can make your grind a little easier. So this bug is that for those missions, you don't need to deliver all the boxes. All you need to do is to deliver one single box to that location, and then you can finish the mission. You won't get paid, but you will get the full reputation. I don't know how long this is going to last, because I don't think this is an intended feature. So CIG might patch this, perhaps in the 4.9. So that's another reason I say do these missions, grind these reputations before we hit 4.9. Now, let's try it out. So the first mission, collect waste from Ruin Station and deliver to last landing. We're gonna accept this mission. And now look for more missions. You can see this mission is collect carbon from Canard View and deliver to Ruin Station. Another training mission. So let's accept this one as well. As we see that we can stack all these missions collecting from point A and deliver to point B. And they are at the exactly same location. Now, let's go ahead and do it. Collecting the first mission cargo, all I need to do is to collect one box. That's it. And I will be using the Golem OX for this delivery. For equipments, all you need to have is a max lift as well as a small multi-tool tractor beam. Bring some med guns just in case. Don't take anything that you don't want to lose, because a lot of times you will encounter gankers at those outposts. Okay, arriving last landing. Now, another tip is that if you're flying a small ship with a small quantum fuel capacity, whenever you go to an outpost, you see those landing pads right here underneath me. As long as your faction is not hostile toward this outpost, then you can land and then do a refuel or repair. You can park a medium-sized ship in here as well. The Raylan can be parked here as well, so that you can refuel your quantum fuel.
Quantum fuel.
There we go.
100%.
100%. Now fly out and then deliver this one box. As long as you see one box is counted for this mission, you can confirm and send it down. So you need to be sure to bring the right box for this particular location. Because sometimes this location might not need a 1SU box. Maybe they need a 2 SU box or 4 SU box. So you need to make sure that you bring the right box to this location. Mission updated. It's 1 out of 21 SCU. Now all you need to do is to click submit. That's it. The mission says completed. It's not failed nor abandoned. It says completed, and you will get the reputation growth. But right now, because I'm senior, my reputation growth is just tiny little bit. It's really hard to see. But later, we'll see the difference. Okay, the next 5 missions are picking up from Canard View, which is on Terminus, right here. Okay, we have arrived at Canard View. Ooh, there are 2 big carracks here. And let's see. Oh, there is a player doing cargo right here. So let's go to this free elevator. The smaller the ship, the easier it is for you to park. Okay, use the free elevator. Now we should have 5 missions. Yes, they're all here. So just need to grab 1 box from each of these missions. Okay, now load these boxes on the ship. Oh, the railing is taking off as well. Such a beautiful ship. Take some beauty shots here. Look at the smoke trail. So pretty. Oh, he jumped. And now just deliver all these boxes. 5 boxes, 1 for each mission. Now checking. There we go, confirm. And then just submit every single mission. And now we have completed 6 missions in a very short time. Once you've done 5 to 6 trainee missions, you will not only complete the trainee bar, it will also bring you all the way to junior. So you just skipped the rookie rank as well. That's my experience. So from trainee to junior, it's really quick. But start from junior, you're gonna have to do a lot of missions, especially at the member level. Once you reach junior, you will have a new category called Hauling Stellar. You have to do 20 junior missions in order to level up from junior to member. But at the junior level, these missions are a little bit tricky because you do have to fly from outpost to outpost. So read the mission statements carefully and knowing which outpost is at which planet so that you can plan your course properly. For example, this mission, pick up from these 2 locations. One is Ashland, one is Follow Field. Ashland is on Pyro 5, but Follow Field is on Pyro 4. And these missions will bring us to the reason number 3 why we should do these missions in 4.8. Because there is another bug for this mission. For these missions that has 2 or 3 locations to pick up a certain commodity, you can only pick up this commodity at the very last location showing on your mission statement. For example, this mission will pick up from Ashland and Follow Field. If you go to Ashland, you won't see anything there. So you have to go to the Follow Field in order to pick up the copper. This is a bug indeed, but it makes our hauling mission a lot easier because we don't need to go to multiple places. We just need to go to the last place to pick up the commodity. But I assume this bug is going to get fixed in the 4.9. Now, for junior missions, it is also best to do them under Hauling Planetary. So under this category, especially if you're at Ruin Station, you can see that pick up carbon from Ruin Station and deliver to Canard View. So this is a good mission to pick up because it's local. And then next mission, from Ruin to Canard View again. So stack all these missions that you can find for local delivery. And now drop off these boxes. And then submit to get the reputation. There we go. So 2 completed. However, these missions do have a cooldown between 1 minute to 10 minutes. It really depends on the server or how many people are doing it. So you have to do 20 junior missions in order to become a member. Once you reached the member level, this will be the hardest grind for all these reputations. Because in order to go from member to experienced, you have to do 45 member missions. So under Stellar, I actually don't see any member missions anymore here. Maybe because many people are doing these missions. Oh, there's a player here. He's probably using the elevator. Let me get out. Yeah, he's hauling with a Asgard. That's a pretty good hauling ship. If you couldn't find a mission in this server, you might need to swap to a different server to get more member missions. Because my experience is that I stayed at a member for a very long time in order to grind this. But to grind a member, it's the same thing. So you just need to go to the last place, which is Jackson Swap, to collect one box, and then go to the nearest place for delivery. Jackson Swap is adjacent to Sunset Mesa. So let's fly to Jackson Swap, which is on Pyro 2. There are lots of abandoned ships here as well. There we go. I can pick up a... Oh, this elevator is bugged. Cannot take the commodities out. Now we have another elevator here, but wow, lots of abandoned boxes. What's going on here? Maybe this elevator is bugged as well? Oh no, this elevator is bugged as well. So Jackson Swap is bugged for this server. However, in Pyro 2, we have a little bit more member level missions. And one of these missions deserves us to do it completely because I pay 745k. Collect potassium from Obituary and deliver to Ruin Station. Only 56 SEU. So it's going to be a quick mission from station to station with much less risk, a little bit of cargo, but a lot of money. So this is a decent mission to do. Here is another one. Pick up from Dooley and Daughter and deliver to Ruin Station. Another member level. Okay, grabbing this one. And now you can see all the 8 SU boxes are here from Obituary that you can pick up. Even though the mission statement says you need to pick up these 56 SU from Checkmate, Starlight, and Obituary. But I just pick up all of them from Obituary. And I can pick them up with just a Golem OX. And now deliver to Ruin Station. And now, mission accomplished. This is the mission that you can make a decent amount of money. After you finish the 45 member missions, you will level up to become an experienced. Now, at experience level, this is actually a lot easy to grind to reach senior. Because at the experience level, if you're at the Ruin Station, under Hauling Stellar, there are many missions that you can stack. The pickup location is from Ruin Station. And the drop-off location, you just need to find one drop-off location that overlaps with every single mission that you choose. For example, this mission, I choose from Ruin Station to Patch City. So accept this one and look for another one from Ruin to Patch. And if you don't see one, just use that trick, accept any other mission, accept it, and then abandon it to shuffle the list. Here is another one from Ruin to Patch City. And for the experience level, you need to do 50 missions in order to reach senior. Once you reach senior, that's where the real money starts. I haven't reached the master yet, so I can't tell how good are the master missions. But at the senior level, you are able to make about 10 million AUEC every 2 hours on average. Now, at senior level, we have two types of missions under Hauling Stellar. One is it pays 1.3 million AUEC. So you pick up about 200 SU of a commodity from 2 locations and then deliver to a space station. The second type pays about 1.7 million AUEC. You pick up from 3 locations and deliver to a space station with less than 200 SU of commodity. But again, the pickup location is always at the last place. So to do this mission to make money, you only need to choose the 1.7 million AUEC mission. But of course, the more missions that you stack, the bigger the cargo ship that is needed in order to carry all those commodities. And the best ship is, of course, the Ironclad or the Ironclad Assault. You can stack many missions and then make a huge amount of money with one load. However, if you don't have the Ironclad, the Raylan is also a pretty decent ship. For the Raylan, you can stack about 3 to 4 missions. However, if you don't have access to a Raylan, then a Argo Raft will also be a really decent choice. But for the Argo Raft, you might have to do one mission at a time. For example, I'm going to choose this one. So collect potassium from Rat's Nest and deliver to Ruin Station. It's only 138 SCU, but the pay is 1.7 million. Now, before I go, I also accepted 3 missions. And each of these missions will require us to pick up something from Ruin Station and deliver to Rat's Nest. This one as well, and this one as well. So these 3 missions is going to be my reputation grind missions. It's not for money because I'm only going to deliver 1 box from Ruin Station to Rat's Nest. And on the way back, I'm going to do the money grind mission from Rat's Nest to Ruin Station. Okay, I'm gonna load these 32 SU boxes on the Argo Raft, and each one is just for 1 mission only. I'm carrying the 32 SU box just to make sure that this is the box that's needed for that mission. Landing at Rat's Nest. And now deliver these 3 32 SU boxes, 1 box for each mission. And now take these boxes for the return journey. And then simply click Submit. So my reputation right now is Senior right here. So submit this one and submit this one. And now I can see a little bit of a reputation growth. But according to the website, you have to do 80 senior missions in order to level up to master. At the senior level, you can already start to grind for money. Don't have to worry about reputation too much. Because each of these 1.7 million AUEC mission is very easy to do and much less risk from station to station. So loading the raft for this mission. You can do every single one of these 1.7 million AUEC mission with an Argo Raft. Because the Argo Raft has a 196 SCU of cargo grid that you can snap. And these missions never exceed this amount. So stacking 4 32 SU boxes, and behind it you can stack another 2 32 SU boxes. So you have plenty of room. Loading this ship takes less than 2 minutes. That's it, and travel time is around 10 minutes back and forth. So within 20 minutes, you can finish this mission, if all goes well. Arriving Ruin Station. Just these 5 or 6 boxes takes less than a minute to unload. One more. Make sure you deliver every single box and snap every single box on the cargo grid. If you miss 1 box, your pay is going to get deducted. And now send them down. Every single box is accounted for. Mission accomplished. And now got paid. Also got a reputation growth. After this, just rinse and repeat. So to finish this mission from beginning to end, it took me about 16.5 minutes. That's it. So let's just say each mission we do takes 20 minutes. Then 2 hours. We can finish 6 missions. And each mission pays 1.7 AUEC. So 6 missions, it will pay a little bit over 10 million AUEC. So that's why I say, on average, even with the Argo Raft, you can make about 10 million AUEC every 2 hours. And because of the quantum field change and some of the bugs regarding the hauling missions. So that is why I say, grind these reputations now before it reaches 4.9. Once you can get yourself to experienced, especially to senior level of redwind linehaul, then you don't have to worry about money before the next reputation wipe.